Isaiah said, I see something about it. Listen.
Hear, O heaven,
Hear, O heaven,
and give ear, O earth. For the Lord has spoken.
for the Lord has spoken.
I have nourished and brought up children,
What happened?
and they have rebelled against me.
How y'all feel?
Let me slow it down, 'cause time is getting shorter and it's showing down. Better get your house in order when that trumpet sounds. Every sound.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 1. Listen to the prophecy.
The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos,
The son of Amos.
which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem.
He saw that concerning Judah and Israel. But Isaiah said, I see something about it. Listen.
Hear, O heaven,
Hear, O heaven,
and give ear, O earth. For the Lord has spoken.
for the Lord has spoken.
I have nourished and brought up children,
What happened?
and they have rebelled against me.
How y'all feel?
Let me slow it down, 'cause time is getting shorter and it's showing down. Better get your house in order when that trumpet sounds. Every sound.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 1. Listen to the prophecy.
The vision of Isaiah, the son of
The
Amos,
son of Amos.
which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem.
He saw that concerning Judah and Israel. But Isaiah said, I see something about it. Listen.
Hear, O heaven,
Hear, O heaven,
and give ear, O earth. For the Lord has spoken.
for the Lord has spoken.
I have nourished and brought up children,
What happened?
and they have rebelled against me.
How y'all feel?
Let me slow it down, 'cause time is getting shorter and it's showing down. Better get your house in order when that trumpet sounds. Every sound.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 1. Listen to the prophecy.
The vision of Isaiah, the son of
The
Amos,
son of Amos.
which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem.
He saw that concerning Judah and Israel. But Isaiah said, I see something about it. Listen.
Hear, O heaven,
Hear, O heaven,
and give ear, O earth. For the Lord has spoken.
for the Lord has spoken.
I have nourished and brought up children,
What happened?
and they have rebelled against me.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning to everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Walking This Way's Impact Force podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Furman Jackson Jr. I also want to give a big shout out to my co-host. She may be on, may not be on. I know she take care of some big shout out to Nancy C. out of Miami, Florida. Before we get started, give a big shout out to two young men that I know. They told me when I go live, give them big shout outs. I'm going to give a big shout out to Plaza. I'm going to give a big shout out to Arnez. They are watching on YouTube. So big shout out to you guys. Thank y'all guys for support. Thank everybody for rocking with us. Thank everybody for supporting us. And here on the podcast, we want to make sure we're bringing great guests. They're bringing a great message. They're dropping gems, they're dropping nuggets on you to help change your life, help enhance your life, help take your life to the next level. That's what we do these shows for. And I have a guest that's doing the same thing herself. I want to thank Jennifer tuning in. She's into the fitness arena, the fitness world. She's all about self-love. She's all about becoming a better version of yourself, because we know we only have one life to live. And nobody's not going to help take care of us. Nobody's not going to tell you you need to do this, to do that. You have to make up your own mind to get up and make something happen for your life. Make some things shake. Make some things move for yourself. But it shows how much you love yourself. According to the scripture, And we'll go biblical for a moment. The Bible said, no man yet hate his own flesh, but nourishes it and cherish it. So it is God's will for us to love ourselves. It is God's will for us to take care of ourselves. It is God's will for us to look out for ourselves, but we have to believe that for ourselves. And I know it has to do with the mindset. But like I said, I want big shout out to Jennifer. Thank you, Jennifer, for coming on. I know you've been doing this for quite a long time. I know you have mastered this thing. I know it's all about evolving and growing more and more. But you are doing great things, and I thank you for coming back on. So how are you doing this morning? I know it's early where you are, but thank you for tuning in, coming on. Talk about the things you got going on, the motivation, the self-love, the things that help people. And I know you have clients you work with on a regular basis to help them get to that place where they so destined to be. So how are you doing this morning?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you for having me here again. It's always my pleasure to be a part of what you're doing as well. So bless you for everything that you're doing. But my morning's going fantastic. I got up this morning, went and got my workout done. Well, cardio and some abs, and then, prepared for this occasion right now. So I am ready to go, and I'm ready to answer questions and, get my day going.
Man, awesome stuff. And I know, like I said, you're doing a lot of great things, of course. Just watching for the things that you're doing, the growth, the evolving. Just staying consistent. I'm a big fan, Jen, of people that's always stay consistent. And I know you one of them individuals who stays consistent. What's the thing to keep you staying consistent? I know people may ask, hey, how can I stay consistent? How can I stay self-motivated? How can I stay focused? And at times, things do happen. No, life does happen. Setbacks. You may a loss of a loved one, job. Some tragedies always may happen, but it's how we deal with it, how we react to it. I know when a lot of times things happen, people fall to the wayside. You don't see them no more, and you got some who they take some hits, but they keep going. So what is the thing for you to keep you going, staying consistent, staying motivated, staying rooted and grounded?
Yes, so those are great questions. And the way that I can answer that is by saying this line that I came up with is relying on healthy habits rather than motivation, as motivation doesn't get things consistently done. So I don't know if that makes sense or that can resonate. Sorry, my screen just went off. But motivation can only get you so far, right? Because you can be motivated to, this is what I'm going to do, and be motivated, and then something kind of hinders that. Like, for instance, I just had my 14th surgery, major surgery, and had a total shoulder replacement. It's been a couple of years now, but so I get motivated, but what keeps you motivated? And I guess the first thing to ask yourself is the why. Why do you want to do these things in life to conquer your goal? And what is it that's going to get you there? And that is consistency, that is dedication, and that's creating those healthy habits. So restructuring the habits that you may be on that path on, because as you know, a habit is just like you go, this is what you do, this is what you're used to. But sometimes in life, we have to stop, alter what we are used to doing, whether that be a negative habit or a positive habit, and know that we have to do things differently and modify our daily lives. And that's where I came up with the acronym MODL, MODL. It's modify our daily lives. Because sometimes we just have to do that because there are roadblocks that are in our path that for whatever reason, whether it be a health reason, whether it be family, whether it be whatever life is bringing us, that we have to modify our daily life. And that's where those healthy habits can come into place, and restructuring that healthy habit. And that's going to take 2 months to a year of continuously being consistent, continuously being dedicated, and keeping that momentum going. So that way you can create that new healthy habit for whatever it is that you want to that end result that you want to get to. Is that answering your
Yeah,
question? Is that
yeah,
making
it
sense?
does. Yeah, it
Okay.
does. It does. It really does because I know we already. This is the third month of 2025. It is
Yeah.
today officially March the 1st, and you know, in the beginning of the year, Jennifer, you have people be so excited, so
Yes.
gun ho about the first of the. Oh, this is my year. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this and do that, and then they just lose their momentum. It,
Yeah.
it just shifts back to boredom. It shifts back to mediocrity, and then we hate ourselves all through the rest of this year. And then when we get back up to the towards December 31st, it's January 1st, we get that momentum again. Why is that? What can we do to break that cycle to keep that keep playing at a high level on a regular basis? If that makes
Yeah.
sense, what I'm saying.
No, it absolutely makes sense. And there's a couple key components to that. One, it's because in our goal making, in our goal setting, we are making these goals that are great for maybe a year down the road or 6 months down the road. Make those goals, but also make goals that are shorter term, right? So make them a smaller, obtainable for that week, that month goal, and then take that next step forward. And that kind of aligns up with the motto that I have for Make Every Movement Count. And that is take one more step today than you did yesterday. And that is still progress. So if we are taking those little small obtainable goals and reaching that for the day, reaching that for your week, then you're getting momentum to reach your longer term goal, and you are being dedicated and you're taking one more step. So I took, say I took 5,000 steps, and I'm just giving this in a visual term, not necessarily just fitness related, but just a visual term of, if I'm taking 5,000 steps and I'm tracking that on my Fitbit or whatever I have as a tracker, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, tomorrow I'm taking 5,001 steps because that's my goal. And so then I reach it. That's obtainable. It's just one more step, right? So if we do that in our business, we do that with our families, we do that with our friends, we do that in our health and fitness lifestyle. We're doing these things, whatever our goals are, and we are just making them obtainable right here, right now. Then we can keep working and building. And so that way you're reaching your goals throughout the whole year, and you're not feeling like a failure. And you should never feel like a failure, because if you haven't reached that goal for today, then make it for tomorrow and get it done. So it's just implementing a new healthy habit and keep going at it and chip away at it until you make it that healthy habit to where it's like nothing. It's nothing for me to go to the gym and to get my steps in, because I know that it's going to help my overall health. That's what's important. 6-pack abs aren't what is important to me. Is it coming along because I'm doing the right things? Yes. But that is not my goal. That is not what I'm trying to accomplish. I'm trying to accomplish just being able to get out of bed every day and to be able to move every day. That's what's important to me. And knowing that is what gives me motivation. But at the same time, what drives me are my goals of being able to do XYZ every day in my life. And that's where the lifestyle comes into play. So I hope that explains a little bit. And those taking little steps is what's going to be the most important to reach the ultimate goal.
Right. No, because Jen, it makes sense, because if you look at it as babies, we started crawling before we walked.
Yeah.
We want to be babies, but we want to start walking before we start crawling.
Yes.
And then that's that's when the misconception happened.
Yeah.
And that's how we end up getting caught up, falling off faith, feeling embarrassed, feeling ashamed, because we bypassed the crawling stage. We want to start walking, but
Yeah.
it's not starting the crawling stage. Like you said, it started small. And a lot of times as humans, we have these big goals, like you said, but we never master the small goals, like
Yeah.
working out. A lot of times people, you working out is cool. Working
Yeah.
out is being healthy, take care of yourself. But we got individuals who do it for the wrong reasons. You see on
Yeah.
social media, you see on podcasts, especially telling guys, "Hey, go to the gym. You go to the gym, you get the woman that you want because she looks at the body." So now it's false. It's false. Everything based on false allegations now. If that makes sense, because
Yeah.
now I'm only doing this to impress someone,
Yeah. The motivation is in the wrong direction. Yeah.
right? And then if you don't get that person that you admire and they tell you no, so now what's gonna happen? You're gonna stop doing it.
You're going to stop doing it. Yeah. Because it's your motivation is in the wrong direction. It's going the wrong way. And it's not in the mindset the way that it should be. You haven't created the healthy habit, the reason why. And that's where I say you got to know your why. That's the first start. Know your why, know why you're doing these things and why you want to do these things and what's going to get you there. And that's not, like I said, in health and fitness, that's in every single goal that you have, either professionally, family, and you can have different goals for different things. Just write them down and then start plucking away at them. And we're in a society where we want everything now. Everything's so convenient to have now. And people don't realize, like, if you want a body a certain way or you want this a certain way, people have worked so hard for those things. It didn't happen yesterday or 6 months ago. Like, this work has been going for years and years and years, and you don't know what people are doing in order to get there. It's not happening in 4 months, So yeah, things take time. And when you take the time and you have worked so hard and haven't cheated your way through it, you appreciate life so much more, and you appreciate what you have and what you created so much more. And it means so much more when that happens and you reach your goal and you've done it by hard work.
Yeah, I agree. The grind is real. The grind is real. And when you were talking, Jennifer, it made me think about this, how, you know, I know it's anything you want to master, like not just fit, but anything. Let's talk about the fitness thing too. We see a lot of people now, Jennifer, and I know you one of the ones who work hard. You put in the work, you grind blood, sweat, and tears to
Mhm.
get the result that you needed. But now we're seeing people taking shortcuts. When I say
Yeah.
shortcuts, they doing these surgeries now. They doing ab implants. They doing all these implants. Like you mentioned earlier, they want everything right now.
Right now. Hmm.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna pay thousands of dollars to get these ab
Yeah.
implants so I can start showing. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like what
But
would
the
happen?
gratification at that point, because they haven't worked super hard for it, is minimal. And then it's something else, right? And then it turns into something else. And then I can do this, and then I can manipulate this, and then I can just keep plucking away. So the gratification is never set in stone, and it's not there because that, like I said, that work hasn't been implemented in that. And so your brain isn't satisfied. So when you can get gratification off of the work that you're putting into it and knowing that you're working and you are striving to be the best that you can be in your mind, body, and soul, then it's like, then you can be okay. But you have to be okay with yourself, and you have to love yourself. And I know we've talked about this before, but you have to love yourself first before you can love anyone else, or else you can't grab onto those people or help people or do the things that you're doing. And that's another backronym that I have through Make Every Movement Count is love yourself, LUV. Listen, understand, and validate not only yourself, but others. And when we can do that, when we can truly do that and say, I do love myself and I do love others because I'm listening to them, I'm understanding where they're coming from, even if we don't think the same, and I can validate what they are saying and let them know that they are validated in the way that their thought process is, then we can let everything else go, right? Then
Right.
the minds are clearer and things can be worked through in a better manner, and it's not total chaos and a fight. So if we're loving ourselves first and listening to ourselves, listening to our bodies, understanding what we have to do, if we have to do things differently, and validating that it's okay that we have to do those things and do them differently, then we can proceed and keep moving forward to be the best version of ourselves.
And most definitely, because as you was talking, and I mentioned it earlier, and I'm just going to the Bible for a moment. I know in the book of Ephesians, this Apostle Paul was writing a letter to the church of Ephesus. He said, "For no man ever yet hated his own flesh, but nourished it and cherished it, even as the Lord of the church." So here, Paul was giving it straight that for no man, he never seen no man yet hating his own flesh. This person loved himself and cherished himself.
Yeah.
And it's okay to love yourself, ladies and gentlemen. I know a lot of times people was misconstrued on self-love. They thinking, oh, that's being prideful.
Selfish.
You've been selfish, and you've been a narcissist and stuff like that. But that's biblical. The Bible said, for no man ever yet hate his own flesh.
Yeah.
But nourished and cherished. So this is a person who was subconsciously always looking out for himself. Make sure he eat now said nurtured himself, so he made sure he ate the right foods, the proper foods.
Eating properly for your body. Yes. Yeah.
So that's
absolutely. And there's a difference between narcissism and self-love too. I mean, there really is. So
right.
I mean, and you can see through that. You can see through someone if you're really connecting and you're really in tune with yourself, because you'll be in tune with other people if you're in tune with yourself. And yeah, there's a big difference. Yeah, like you said, between being narcissist and self-love. And you can tell a person who is both. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm a believer, because it's going back to the love. We'll love everybody else, but we forget about ourselves in the long run. We'll give our last to someone, but then we always get left without. When I say that for Jennifer, you can help people out, you can help people out. There's nothing wrong with helping people.
Yeah.
But when you're in need, the ones you help, they make excuses. Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't have the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I need to learn how to put myself first, which is okay to put yourself first, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look out for yourself. Take care of yourself. Provide for yourself. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's normal. It's not normal when we're looking out for other people and we're lacking. I don't believe we should not be lacking. But learning self-love, but going back to being motivated, what can we do to keep life more interesting? I know a lot of times people get bored with life, but how can we keep things so interesting? How can we keep that excitement going, keep that enthusiasm going on a regular basis? Some people, when they go to work, they dread going to work.
Yeah.
But I tell you about when I'm at work, you gotta make the best out of it while you're at work.
You do. That's exactly what I was just gonna say. It's all in the mindset. It really is. If you are going to dread going to work every day, then think about what you're not going to dread when you go to work every day. Shift gears. Shift it into more a positive way of thinking than a negative way of thinking. Think about the things that you can do to help improve where you're at. Think about what you can bring as value to that company or to yourself or to your coworkers. Think about maybe different things that you can implement to make things greater. So there can be a shift. You can shift those gears, but are you willing to do it? Are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to, because as you well know, in society, it is harder when you're doing the right thing. And then it's easy to do the wrong thing, because it's just the way it is, and that's the way that people think about it too. So sometimes people just don't want to put in the work, and they don't want to work hard, and they just want to skate by. But that is something that they need to, if the blame is always going somewhere else, or it's always in a negative manner, that's when you need to stop and reevaluate your own self, your own mind. And that's where, again, those healthy habit shifts can come into play when you're writing down your goal, a short-term goal. Today, I am going to think positive as I am heading to work. And these are the things that I want to do today at work. And that's a today, that's a now mind shift. That's a different sort of motivator. And if you're doing that every day, just writing something little down that you can do differently in your life, whether it be for work, for family, for your health, whatever it is, and you're writing that down in the morning or in the evening the night before, and then you're looking back at those things in the morning, that is another habit that you can get into that will help motivate you for the day, for what you can do and what you're bringing to the plate for the day. And that will start, then you'll start thinking more positive than all the negative things that you're probably reeling. And when we were talking earlier about like self-love and motivation and all of that, there's always things that roadblocks that come into play too, where it can stop us or it can block us from think we cannot be moving forward because we have this big thing in front of us, right? So for example, I have been helping my mom for 5 years. And I was literally finding myself at first stopping everything that I was doing, dropping everything at the blink of an eye. Even if I was at the gym working out and she needed me, I needed to hurry up and do this and hurry up and do that and get through here and make sure she was a vegetarian. So she ate different the way I ate. And so I was cooking different meals. Like it was a total like whole day, almost 24/7 help, right? So I was basically her care provider. So I was doing that and I was losing myself. And that's where you just have to if you're in drive, shift gears. And if you have to go a little bit slower to get over that hump, then do it. Go to first gear, go to second gear, and then reevaluate what you can do again to modify your daily life and to get through that roadblock, to get past the hurdle that is facing you, and you can still live your life and you can still have self-love. I just had to reevaluate. I had to because I was doing things different than what I was typically my day would look like, right? So she has passed away. She passed away in September. So it's been actually 6 months now, which is crazy to think about. But I wouldn't have it any other way because I was there with every single moment that she was going through and what she was thinking and what she was feeling. And she knew she could count on me. And I didn't give up who I was, but I allowed her to be who she was too. And I walked her through her experience. And I walked it through her with love and knowing that she taught me how to love myself. She taught me how to be caring to others. She taught me how to be a better person because I gave everything I could to fight to keep her alive, even though her body was like, whoa, I'm ready, right? And then I had to overcome that. And I had to realize no matter what I was doing, I couldn't save her. It wasn't in the plan. That was her body saying, I need to let go. And her mind was letting go. So there is so much that you can do in life, but you can just learn to maneuver and do things different and still be who you are and still do what you want to do. Don't give it as an excuse. Give it as a learning opportunity and a growth opportunity.
Right, most definitely, because Jenna, we always evolving, we always growing. Today's a whole new day. We was
Yeah.
something else yesterday. Now we're something new today.
Yeah.
Tomorrow gonna be something new. But the excitement of growing, the excitement of evolving, the excitement to become a better version of you. Think about when we were children, we had these wild, unlimited imaginations. We imagine ourselves to be these great, great, great figures. We know superheroes, but then we lost those imaginations along the way
Yeah.
due to circumstances, adulthood, or we intertwine with people who didn't believe in us. They would
Yeah.
say negative things, so that dampened our spirit more mentally, and we lost those imaginations. I want to start. We gain those imaginations back at our age.
Yeah.
Well, we imagine these great things. That's why if we look at God, God don't see time. God is eternal. We
Yeah.
see time because we in this earth, but
Yeah.
He's eternal. You know, we
Right.
put things on age, we put things on limitations, but we say this all the time for my people that is in the Bible.
Mhm.
We say this all the time. I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. We say these things, but we don't believe it. We don't believe it.
Yeah.
Because we allow outside influences to influence our thinking.
Yeah.
Or someone, well, I say, well, someone close to us. Because a lot of times people get influenced by the one they're close to. Because when you're so excited, you always gonna tell people that you have a relationship with. But 9 times out of 10, they be the main ones who throw the water on the fire.
Yeah. Well, and that's important to align yourself with people who are on the same path and have similar goals as you. That way you can build that foundation and it's strong and you're building those blocks together. Because if you don't have people that are surrounding you that are in line with what you believe and your goals, whether that be through faith, whether that be through fitness, whether that be through business, anything like that, then that is going to drag you down if you're constantly trying to survive, right? Through all of that, and people are just negative and they're pouring down. So what I did actually many years ago now is, no matter if they were friends or family, those who I know that I couldn't connect with on a personal level anymore, on a faith level anymore, on a fitness level anymore, those, even when I was competing and doing all of these things and they wanted to talk negatively or that's not good and this and you shouldn't be doing that, I let them go. And I was so much better for it, because then my mind wasn't geared towards negativity and bad thoughts and felt like I was getting drug underneath the water every day. Um, and sometimes people have to go through, in order to realize their dreams or realize themselves or love themselves, they have to go through trauma, and trauma experiences, unfortunately, will wake you up. And hopefully it will wake you up in a good way, and you can take things in a more positive light, because as you know, life is so short and we should never take it for granted. And if we are, then we need to rewrite our story, and we need to go and start goal setting with those new healthy habits that we want to achieve and we want to accomplish, because it's never too late. Never too late to fulfill the things that you want to in this life.
Right, most definitely, Jennifer. And I agree with you 1000% on that. And she was talking, and I was just listening. Write a book on you. That's what I was. That what came to
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
Write your
And
own
that's a
book.
journal. That's
Yeah,
start journaling. Yeah.
right. Write your own book.
Yeah.
Put your own philosophy
Yeah.
in the mix. We you know what, Jennifer? We follow everyone else's philosophy in life,
Yeah.
and it's good. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but we get so caught up in them and not get caught up in ourselves. Like, what are
Yeah.
our philosophies? What is
Hmm.
our mission statement? What is
Yeah.
our
Who
vision?
are we? Yeah.
Who are we? Yeah, who are we? Because everybody has a mission statement. Your place of employment has a mission statement.
Yeah.
If you're an entrepreneur, you have a place. You have a mission statement.
Yeah.
Fitness, you have a mission statement. Everyone has a mission statement for what their organization is and what their organization is heading to.
Yeah.
And that's something we should develop in our own personal lives.
Yeah.
Like I said, who are we?
Yeah.
Who am I? What is my philosophy? What makes me unique? What makes me different? What makes me set aside from everyone else?
Yeah.
We all have gifts. Everybody's very gifted. Don't get me wrong. We all have gifts. The Bible even say your gift should make room for you. You have
Yeah.
to tap into what your gift is. What is you gifted to? What are you called to? And I said it before too. Your purpose keeps you useful I know your purpose keeps you useful. Your purpose keeps you going. There's no
Yeah.
such thing where retirement when you're in your purpose. Your purpose keeps you going. It keeps you active. Yes, your purpose keeps you active, keeps you useful, keeps you going. But write your own book.
Yeah.
Put your philosophy in. Put your mission statement. Because the more you elevate, the more you grow, Jennifer. Because now you're protecting your kingdom.
Yeah.
You're protecting your empire mentally.
Yeah.
Not physical. I'm not talking about a physical
Yeah.
empire, physical. I'm talking about mental, because you're not going to allow anyone or anybody to have access to you. It's like they have to earn that right to have access to you, and
Yeah.
they have to show themselves worthy
Yes.
to have the access to you. What you want to say
And
about that?
yeah, that's because you're creating boundaries. You're creating boundaries for yourself, because and that's healthy to do. And that goes in with exactly, what we were just talking about, and what you were just talking about is knowing it's okay to let people go that aren't on the same path as you, and that is creating a boundary, as long as it's a healthy boundary, healthy relationships that you're forming, and knowing that it's like if you're an addict or is something that you're addicted to, but somebody else is constantly bringing it around you, constantly, making, not making you, but having it be a part of your life, but that's not what you want anymore. So extract yourself, create that boundary, be like, nope, I'm done. And even if it's somebody you truly, truly love, you just got to let it go until they can come around, until they're ready to change, until they're ready to do these things and be in your life. Know that your life is good enough to be alone until other people are around you that are lifting you up and adding value to your mission, to your life. And you are good enough to create that, whether you're 18 or whether you're 75, right?
Right.
So it's just creating and knowing that you're enough and doing good and doing the best that you can and achieving what you want to. And it's just like, you created this podcast to walk in his ways. That tells a lot about, one, what you're thinking and who you are as a person, in order to just by that one sentence, right?
Right.
And just the same as my business, make every movement count.
Yeah.
I came up with that because I was lying in bed after my major back surgery, and I was like, I was a district manager for a bank, and I was like, who am I now? Like, I'm laying here in bed for months, right? Who am I? What do I stand for? What good am I right now for anything and for anybody? I had to reevaluate who I was and know that, okay, I'm not going to be the same person who I was. I'm not going to be able to do the same things, but that's okay. I can do it different, and I can be a better version of myself by implementing these things. And that's where I was like, I got to make every movement count, not only in fitness, but it was actually for my life, for my mind. And I had to start there. And that's why with Make Every Movement Count, there's 3 pillars of success. And the first is mindset. You can't go and just start working out and not knowing why you're working out or what the goal is or where you're at or what to do. You can't just be like, I'm going because my body said I'm going. No, you're going because your mind is geared towards, this is what I want to do. Okay,
Right.
so how are we going to accomplish that? What are we going to do as a first step to get there? And that starts with the mind, and then it's nutrition, and then it's movement. Because we have to put things in order, and we have to have it make sense in order for it to work and be progressive.
Right. I'm
And
glad you
that
brought that.
goes with anything.
He right there, and somebody cut you out, Jennifer, but I'm glad you
You're
brought that
fine.
up. The order. A lot of times, not a lot of times, let me start that way. I will say a lot of times, individuals think that I could just work out and still eat what I want to eat, long I'm
Yeah.
working out.
Yeah.
But that's defeating the purpose, right? And that's like
Yeah.
all in vain.
Yeah. Because nutrition and eating should be for fuel for your day and what you're accomplishing in that day, not just eating just to eat. It's not why are we eating just to eat? It should be as fuel for what we are doing in that day. So that again is shifting gears and changing that mindset of what is my nutrition doing for me? What is my food doing for me? How is it being productive for me? How is it fueling me? And not just like, oh, I want to eat this because I'm going to eat this. That is the habit
Mm.
at that point. That's an unhealthy habit or a healthy habit that you have created. And that's why you're doing, and that's why you want the thing that you think you want. No, that's just because it's the habit at that point. It's not because you want it or your body needs it. It's because it's what you've created here as the habit to want it here.
Right, because I know even Jesus said himself about cutting things off. I mean, anything that causes you to stumble, I'm paraphrasing here, anything that causes you to
Yeah.
stumble, cut it off.
Yeah.
So we all know, Jennifer, we all had that thing that causes us to stumble. Where it could be a ranges of things.
Yeah.
But we know that it's that one thing that causes us to stumble, and we fall right into that snare of that trap. And that's something that we built over time.
Yeah. That's that.
We,
Yeah.
so now it's like you said, the mindset, shifting the mindset.
Yeah.
Even the Bible says this: let us lay aside every weight and the sin which just so easily beset us. So whatever that weight is, you have to lay it aside.
Yeah.
The thing that beset us, that thing that sets us back, that
Hmm.
thing that causes us to stumble.
Yeah.
Everybody had that point in their life where they got that.
Everybody. Yeah.
Everybody. So now I said, let us lay aside action. You have to put in work. You can't talk about, well, I'm gonna stop doing it. I'm stop doing it. I'm stop doing it. But now, okay, what action at? What the
Yeah.
results at? Now,
Yeah.
now,
What is your why? What is your action? What are we doing? Yeah.
if not, we just gonna repeat the same thing over and over again, and then we just gonna wish, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week. It's like working out, going to the gym. You may have people say, well, I go to the gym next week. I start tomorrow. And I don't have time. You know, we always say that we don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do
Hmm.
this. But we'll make time for foolishness.
Yeah.
We'll make time for backbiting and gossiping. We'll make time for that. We'll make time
Yeah.
for foolish stuff on social media. But when it comes to enhancing our abilities, oh, I don't have time. I don't have time. When is time?
Yeah. 30 minutes. Go for a walk. That's it. Like that's a start. Go for a walk instead of sit there on your phone or watch TV. Run in place. I mean, while you're watching TV, that's movement. So there's time. It's just again, what is the why of why you want to accomplish these things in your life, whether it be health and fitness, whether it be again through business, whatever. You have to know your why in order to get there. You can't just go, oh, I'm going to get there because I'm going to be a millionaire because I want to be a millionaire. No, that's not going to work. You want to be a millionaire. That's fantastic. Okay, what is the first step? What is your why? Write it down. Okay, what's the second step? Well, my short-term goals. Okay, let's write those down. What's my long-term goal? To be a millionaire. Okay, well, we know that. So what are we doing in between for each step in order to be a millionaire? Is that, I know it's a crazy analogy, but it's like it shows the long-term goal, but then what are you putting in place to get there? And
Right.
those are the short-term goals. Those are the healthier habits. Those are the small things. And if you fall off and falter, hey, that's life. That's okay. We are human beings. We are not perfect. We're not expected to be perfect, nor are we perfect. So get back up and let's do it again and keep going and keep moving. And that's where I think we let ourselves and other people down, is when we just beat ourselves up over a small thing or something that is a roadblock or something that is hindering us for maybe a week or 2 weeks. Okay, you stop doing it for a week or 2 weeks because of XYZ, but let's go. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's get back into it. Let's get walking. Let's get moving. Let's get, whatever your small goal is, let's go. Let's reevaluate it and let's get going again. So we can't let excuses drive us into the ground, because that's ultimately what it's doing. It's just driving us.
I agree. And I like the analogy you mentioned. You said, I want to become a millionaire. Like I said, it's what you're doing between now. What are you doing in between? Because being a millionaire, it ain't all about the clothes. It ain't all about the status. You have millionaires who don't even look like millionaires. I'll say that. You got millionaires who don't even address that they got money.
Right, because they're not wasting their money on frivolous things.
Right.
Things that don't matter.
Right. And then if you look at millionaires, Jennifer, millionaires, they look at money as a tool. They're always making money, but what they do, they reinvest the money to gain more money, to gain more. That's what millionaires do. Millionaires take money. They don't hold on to money like the average Joe does. I'm just going to put money and say, no, they put money into stocks. They put money into real estate. They always finding ways for their money to grow. For a person to say, I just want to be a millionaire, like you said, what are you doing? What is you doing? I mean, I hear people all the time, well, I'm an entrepreneur. Well, a lot of entrepreneurs ain't even millionaires. I'm just being honest with you. They didn't never seen $1 million. But you had those who the Donald Trumps of the world, the Elon Musk of the world. Them guys are billionaires, but I don't think they just said, I'm just gonna be a billionaire. They just had to work. They just had to drive, and they had the willingness to succeed. That's it. Like in fitness, Jennifer, this. In order for you to get the body that you want, you're going to have to make the necessary changes.
Yeah, exactly. So, for example, when I was growing up, the it thing was to be a stick figure thin, right? That's just being thin, being tall. Like that was what everybody wanted as a girl. And that's what the guys wanted to see in girls. I mean, it's just the reality of the world at that time. So what I did is I did want to be a model when I was growing up. Was I the most beautiful? No, but that's not what I was looking at. I was like, that'd be super cool to be a model, Well, okay, so here I am, 18, right? And I'm like, I have a curvy body. I can carry muscle so well. I was like a brick house because I was an athlete and everything else. So I was just like solid muscle, right? Okay. I'm only a little over 5'7". There's no way I can be a runway model. Okay. I mean, there's just no way. So what I did was I was like, okay, well, I know I can't do that because those are things I can't control. Okay. Right. Nothing I can do about that. I can't get taller unless I mean, it just ain't going to happen.
But so, anyway, let's get they have it now, Jennifer. You've probably seen this. You having people who are having surgery to make themselves taller.
To make them taller. Yes, I've seen that, but that is not something back then that existed, nor would I ever do that.
I know.
But so what I did is I just did a self-evaluation. I was like, you know what? I can carry muscle really well. I'm going to get into bodybuilding. Like I'm going to build my body up. And not that I wanted to be like masculine and super like jacked like a dude. I wanted to be a feminine, muscular woman. And I was like, I could do that through fitness and competitions. So I went to my first competition when I was 18. I was like, yes, that is who I want to be like. And then so my first step was to realize like, it's okay that I can't do this, but this is what I can do. So let's go. And so I went to my first competition. I think I've told you this before, this like 80-some-year-old lady, she was up there, she was doing her thing, she looked amazing. And I was like, I wasn't checking out the chicks who were my age or whatever and seeing what their physique was and trying to compare myself to them. I was like, that's what I want to be when I'm 80. And that's what caught my eye, because I was like, I want to be this powerful woman throughout my whole life and strong and happy with myself and love myself and be okay with what God gave me as my body. and
Right.
embrace it. And so then I just built and built and built, and I'm still working. I go through adversities. I go through my health adversities. I go through all these things, and I got to pick myself back up and start all over again. And that's okay. That's what this life is about. It's about picking yourself back up, knowing it's okay, knowing if you have to restart. There's seasons and there's reasons for doing things that you need to do and restart. And it's okay if you have to do that, because that's what life is. Life isn't just this great, wonderful thing that's just going to ride the ride because you want it to. Absolutely not. It's going to be here on knowing, hey, this is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to go about it. If it's not the right way, let's shift gears and let's do it this way. Oh, that didn't work. Let's try this. So, but that's where it's helpful if you get professionals and with what you want to do to kind of help you with your goal setting and your planning. I mean, that's okay too. You can do that in finance. You can do that through business. I mean, health and fitness. That's why there's trainers. So nutritionists, everything else. So it's okay to go to someone and say, hey, I need help in these areas and I have these goals. What can I do to get started? And I need help. So let's go. And that's the first step to it.
That's it. There's like the whole, and I say this analogy all the time. It's like the AA meetings. If you go to AA meeting, for those who have been AA meeting, the first thing they get you to admit that you have a problem.
Yeah.
In order for you to get your breakthrough. And that's what a lot of times we walk in that wall of denial. We walk in that wall of I'm fine, but I'm not fine until we admit that, hey, I need help. And that's when we're gonna get our breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
Once we admit to where we at and what we need to do to correct it. Work wise day when it's night, when no man should work. When it's work wise day, work while you're alive now. So once nightfall set it in, it's over with. Once you pass on, it's over with. So work wise day right now, work to better yourself. Work to your attitude. That's another thing. Your attitude. How you treat people, how you treat yourself. That's another thing. Work on having a positive attitude. Work on having a grateful attitude. Work on having an attitude that's grateful, not being nasty to people, not cussing people out when people ask you a question. Because nowadays, Jennifer, people now are so angry.
They're very angry and very sad and very depressed. And just, there's so many emotions in that. And if you think about that, if you walk by somebody and somebody makes a remark or says something rude or cuts you off or parks in your parking spot, I mean, whatever it is, right? And you get irritated, but they're like, who knows in what mindset that they're in. If you go and you approach it and be like, hey, I hope you have a great day. And just smile, or just smile at them or wave at them and be like, hey, it's okay. No problem. Instead of being nasty and rude and mean and agitated and aggravated and spin it into like conflict with conflict, that gets nothing but destruction. So if you're facing somebody who's having a rough time in their life, but you can be impactful, whether that be through a smile or through a, hey, have a great day, or how you doing? I was heading to the hospital the other day because I had to get some blood work and stuff done. And there's this lady and she's just standing there like this on her car, just like trying to just catch a breath. I didn't know what was going on. I had no idea. But if you just stop and watch and say, hey, are you okay? Is there something you need? Because I don't know if she's going to keel over. I don't know if she's can't breathe. I don't know the circumstance. I don't know if she's just crying and having a bad day. But if you show somebody that you actually care and that to make sure that they're okay, who knows what you did in their day.
Right.
And you're just doing the right thing, right?
True.
So you can do that through a quick word, a quick smile, and anything, because you're bringing good energy, bring positive energy. And if you do that, people will see your light. People will see your light shine, and they'll know, because you're attracting the good. You're not attracting the negativity and the bad.
Right. And that's it. And that's it. Somebody had a question too. They said, "What type of back surgery did she have?" Somebody asked, "What kind of back surgery did you have?"
Um, I had thoracic spine surgery. So I had fusion and then they did some nerve. I had a nerve impingement. So they rerouted some nerves and everything. Yeah.
Mm.
So it was in the middle of my back, which was really difficult because that mobility is in the middle of your back. And so if you think about it, you can't really do all this kind of stuff. So I just, yeah, that's actually how I started thinking and get my wheels turning about make every movement count, because I literally could not walk. I was like hunched over and could just barely walk. So I just took one step each day.
Right, that's it. They asked another question. They said, "What wasn't an injury caused by strength training?"
No. The reason that my body breaks down so much and I've had surgeries is because of an autoimmune disorder. So it breaks down cartilage and it just breaks down my body, my tissues inside. So unfortunately, and that's my why, right? So that's a great question. So what drives me to do what I do and what drives me to get out of bed every day, it's not because I want to, it's not because the motivation is there necessarily. It's because I have to. I have to keep moving for my health. And my body wants to do what it wants to do. But guess what? My mind is still strong and I just have to do things differently. And I'm okay with that. I don't go and pound heavy weight. I do lighter weights. I move my body in the way that I know I need to move it. And I can still maintain a physique that I want to. So yeah, unfortunately, it's just my body.
Man, awesome stuff. And just having everything in order, structure, having a structure of life. And that's another thing we forget too, Jennifer, is not having a structure of life,
Yeah.
having a life that we could create. You know, we are creative beings. And I heard this too. If we don't control ourselves, someone else is going to control us. When I say
Yeah.
someone else is going to control us, because we're allowing people to pull in these different directions instead of us, excuse me, putting ourselves in the direction that we see fit for us to go.
Yeah. Yeah. And we
Because
have
if
to be
not,
strong enough to not allow somebody to pull you too. Because people will want to do that. They'll want to steer you in the direction that they want you to go instead of what you truly want to do.
right. Another question too for you, Jim. Somebody in the comments, I think it's a statement. It says, "I've read that she tailors her diet." Okay, they said, "I read that she tailors her diet to avoid inflammation."
I
What
do.
food? So somebody study you. You're a celebrity.
That's awesome.
Yep. They said, "I read that she tailors her diet to avoid inflammation." What food does she avoids, and what does she emphasize to reduce inflammation? Somebody has studied you. So big shout out
Yeah.
to the listener.
Yeah, thank you. That's a very good question too. So as far as that, there's a lot of different foods that will create inflammation. So what I've had to do is I've had to listen to my body. That's where the love comes into effect. So I've had to decrease my gluten, and because I'm gluten intolerant as well, and that gluten really can inflame me anyway. Even like broccoli, things that are healthy, right? Cruciferous vegetables in my body, they bloat me up and they create inflammation. So I steer away from a lot of dairy. So I do more like oat milk or coconut milk, things like that. So dairy is what I steer away from. That inflames me. Gluten inflames me. And red meats are not, they hinder me as well. So it's not that I don't ever eat those. I just pretty much steer clear. And sometimes if I just want a little bite, I just take a little nibble and then I'm fine. And that's just the mind over matter. Because if you tell yourself, no, 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 I can't have this, then your mind wants it. Again, that goes from the creature of habit from when we're babies on. And so I just had to switch gears and go, nope, it's not healthy for me. It's just going to create more inflammation. It's going to make me feel sick or feel weighted down or feel bloated. So I just don't want to feel that way. I want to be healthy. I want to feel lighter. I want to feel good. So those are some key macronutrients that I steer clear from. And I really try to eat whole foods. So if it hasn't had a life, then I won't eat it. Like I'll still steer clear from that. So it's had to have some sort of life in order for me to consume it, whether it be, through an animal or vegetable or whatever, fruit.
I'm actually this too, Jennifer. So when you go shopping, when you go to the store, do you have a mental note that you keep in mind that okay, this is what I got to get, or do you write things down? 'Cause I know people that they keep a mental note, which is
Yeah.
good, but also some people write things down too to get exactly what they want. I know a lot of times if we're not careful, we'll start putting everything in the basket. That's
Yeah.
not a part of our
So
list.
yeah, exactly. So what I do is I write things down, or I used to write things down, but now I've created a healthy habit. So I am repetitively used to doing and getting certain ingredients and knowing what is good for my body and knowing what I need. And so now I just can go and get it and get out because
And
I've
this is
created the healthy habit and I don't have any other distraction because I know it's not what I need and what's going to give me the energy that I need to move daily. So I steer clear from it. And
man,
I have adapted other healthy habits of things that I can consume that makes me feel good and I'm fine with it. I love it. So, and I've made healthier options that are like I don't eat the same thing over and over and over again. And so I've created such a good menu for myself that I'm just like I'm fine with the way I eat.
okay, so do you make a menu for the rest of the week, or that's how you do it? You make a menu for the rest of the week. Like, okay, I'm gonna eat this for Monday, then Tuesday I'm gonna eat this for Tuesday. So do you implement stuff like that?
Yeah, what I do is I meal prep about twice a week. And so, like on Sundays, what I'll do is I'll prep for 3 or 4 days. So I'll cut up all my vegetables and my fruit and just have everything prepped and ready to go. And then what I'll do is I'll cook 3 whole carbs. So is that like brown rice, or jasmine rice, quinoa, baby red potatoes, whatever, that I want to consume. So I'll do 3 whole carbs, and then I'll do 2 to 3 proteins. So I'll do like ground turkey, some chicken that I've cubed up. And so I prepare it that way. So that way I can go and pull from those ingredients for Monday to make like a Mexican dish. Tuesday, I can do Greek. Wednesday, I can do American. So I can add like whatever I want to with those ingredients and make a completely different meal.
Man, awesome stuff. If we're going to further, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to be right back after this commercial break.
Bread of heaven, bread of heaven, feed me till I want no more. I got 2 beautiful babies, and I got 2 baby daddies. 4 babies born out of wedlock. God still love me, what's happening? Raised in the church straight cause of her beautiful heart, but don't cross me. Been hurt by my own, see solo alone, strapped with that word that's to find me. Been in this church so long, feel like the walls are closing in. Seem like every time I try to do right, all they see is my sin. They talk about each other, they sleeping together, they laugh at the money, the power, the fame. They watch the fight, rewriting your fight. Cut all the pins they do in your name. How come to speak the truth? Releasing God people from bondage. My Savior, my King, your glory I sing. I bow and pay in homage every day, Lord. I pray for my people in music. I come to take back what the devil took. No longer he won't abuse it. Put the guns down. All together we fall to our knees. God renew our mind. I stand in the gap for the street. He said in his word, humble yourself and pray. Turn to me from your wicked ways. He will forgive you, you will be saved. I'm holding it down for my ladies. Singer mama, I know that you hit me. The rock of your home, you do it alone. God got you and he's got me. Remember they crucified Jesus Christ. Mary baby, they took his life. She stayed to the end, prayed again and again. She knew her baby was the light. Don't give up on God. Pray for our men every day. If you got 2 or 3 people gather in the midst, you will be saved. No more looking back. God is attack. Fighting by blood and flesh alone. Against principalities, spiritual wickedness. But God is on the throne. Bread of heaven. Feed me till I want no more. We keep first the kingdom of heaven. I will not thirst no more. Bread of heaven. Hold me with your powerful hand. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Because that is time to stand. Bread of heaven. Feed me till I want no more. We keep first the kingdom of heaven. I will not thirst no more. Bread of heaven. Hold me with your powerful hand, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Pick a side, it's time to stand. Red heaven.
These visuals.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back here on the Walking This Way's Impact Voice podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Furman Jackson, Jim along my great friend Jennifer, of course. And we just talk. Can you hear me? You can hear me now? Can you hear me? All right, unmute yourself. Can you hear me? All right, what's up, everybody? We're back here. I got a question for you too. Also, Jennifer, it says, does she use a protein supplement? If so, what is it? Oh, your mic muted.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right.
I use a protein isolate whey right now. And it doesn't mess up my digestive system, even though like I've extracted dairy. It does something to me in a different way. So that's what I currently use. I currently use Forza Pro. But I am actually in the works of creating my own protein that's organic and that is good for your gut health. And that is derived from a different source of protein. So that's something that I'm working on right now. And that's just because like when I go do these fitness, I do my, photo shoots and things like that. There's certain things that I can and can't eat, and I don't want to be bloated, and I don't want to be, feeling like weighed down. And sometimes the whey even can do that for me. So then I was like, I need a protein that I actually will make me feel good. I can get my nutrition. I can get my energy for this process. So that's what kind of made that come into play. So anyway, that's currently what I use, and that's what I'm going for here.
Also, I have a question too. Also, let's say people that work at night, and instead of eating all this bad food, like the fast food joint to be open late at night, what would be the best thing for a person to take to work, like for snacking on, to eat on, so they won't have to eat all this bad stuff at night?
Yeah, it depends on what time of night they're working. So say they have night shift and they're working from like 8 to 8 or something like that, right? And what you want to do is just look at it through, again, what you've done throughout the day and what's going to give you nutrition for that time period that you need for the 8 to 8 shift, whether it be 12 hours, 10 hours, whatever it is. So you're still going to eat a nutritious way, again, an energy enhancing way. So healthier snacks can be derived from your fruit, your vegetables, the same things, your good healthy source of protein that's had a life, again, not the snack foods that have sugar, that have a lot of sodium in it, even things that are healthy. I don't do protein bars, anything like that, because there's so much fillers and so much nonsense in a lot of that stuff that is really not filling or nutritious. So try to get your food through a good, healthy, whole food source. So, and just preparing yourself for that time that you're going to be working that will energize you. It's not like you have to eat throughout the whole 12 hours that you're working, because you wouldn't do that if you're just at home or if you're, going through a regular 9 to 5 job. Right. So you still want to eat healthy. You want to try to pack something nutritious. Maybe make, like, if it's just a snack thing, maybe make your own healthy Lunchable, like a little, get yourself one of those little Tupperwares that have like divider that has 3 sections. Mm-hmm. The bigger section is always going to be your protein. And then your third section is going to be your whole carb. And then your other is going to be like your fruit or vegetable. Put that in there. Berries are a good source. Your celery, your carrots, your cucumbers, whatever it is that you like. Crunchy things are the most satisfying when it comes to your mind. So if you
Okay.
do something that has a crunch, like a cucumber or something like that, that will make you more satisfied than it would if you were to eat something that's sugary and that has like that's softer. So it kind of triggers the mind like it's crunchy, this is good, this is satisfying, and I can move on. So just try to make sure it's something maybe that's crunchy, that has texture, something like that. So always create texture and create good spice, things like that, things that you like in there. So yeah, just make it healthy. Just
Yeah,
balance it out.
right, because I know that's a big thing to do because, like I said, staying healthy. Because, like I said, I know for me, I do 16 hours at times. Like I go in tonight at 10, and I won't be getting out tomorrow to 2:30. So
Wow.
it's the most important thing. Okay, eat for fuel, but make sure I'm getting the right foods in my body to keep me going. Because at
Yes.
the end, like we were talking about earlier, nourishing and cherishing ourselves. So it's the main thing. Make sure I have the right foods in the engine.
Yeah, because you can quickly grab that as fast as you can quickly grab something that's not as healthy, that's not nutritious. So, and it's just being prepared. Just be prepared for your life. You know what you have to do, so prepare for it.
Right. So it can't be lazy. So stop being lazy
Yeah,
and just get
just
in.
get it done. Yeah, just get it in because people think here that it takes longer than it does. I can have my 4 days set out in my meals put in place in an hour and a half. It would take me 20 minutes to get to a drive-through, sit there for 10 minutes, and then 20 minutes back or however long. And there's almost an hour of time that I took to try to think of what I wanted to eat, went and drove there, went and picked it up, and then came back home. And by that time, I could have had my 4 days of meals already done and prepared.
Yeah. It makes sense. So it's just getting that routine, training
It's
ourselves.
just, yeah, again, it's just changing and switching gears in your mind. What's important to you? How are you going to make it important to you? Is it really important to you? Because if it's not, it's not. And then you're just going to continue to do what you're going to do. But if it is something that you want to implement and put into place, then you have to start with going and getting the right groceries and going and getting, the right foods that are going to fuel your body for the hours that are coming ahead.
Yeah, because now we're in the times now, Jennifer. Big shout out to Nancy, she's with us as well in Miami, Florida. So big shout out to her for timing in. But the thing about it is also we in the time now, Jennifer, that we have so much information right at our fingertips. We
Yeah.
just go online and do research, all this great information. So it's like there is no excuse at all.
No. And sometimes you can get the wrong information.
You can't get
Sometimes
the wrong
people
information.
just, will say things just to say things. And so you have to just go to a good source that you trust and that you believe in, that you line up with. And like, again, ask for help or just research it and figure it out what it is that you want to do. And then just start moving forward and start getting it done. And if it's, like I said, if it's writing it down first, write it down first, make your list, make your goals, make your daily goals, make your weekly goals, make your monthly goals, and then, 6 months and a year. So I would say, first of all, just know your why, write it down, figure out what you want to do, how you're going to go about eating healthy or exercising or making that million or whatever it is that your goal is.
Yeah, right. It takes work, and everything you do in life, it takes work.
It's all work.
It shoot, in the Bible tell you to work out your own soul salvation with fear and trembling. It takes
It
work.
also says write down your vision and make it plain.
Yeah, you have to. That we were talking about earlier. You know what I'm saying? Having that vision, have that vision in mind, what you want to do, what you want to accomplish. Rehearsing stuff, like the movie The Equalizer with Denzel Washington. When he got ready to take out the bad guys, he rehearsed in his mind exactly how he was going to do it. And he did it that way. So you should rehearse in your mind is, okay, how I want to do this, how I'm going to master this. Okay, I'm going to do exactly how I rehearsed in my mind. But we know everything starts with a mentally, like you said, the mindset. And once I rehearse everything, how I'm going to do it, and then it's going to manifest. So I already rehearsed in my mind how I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. And that comes with just, writing it down, jotting it down, visualizing it, processing it, and having a plan. I mean, it's kind of like I don't know, this is kind of funny, but like, Jim Carrey, sometimes when he goes crazy, he's like, "Ah, ah, ah,"
Yeah.
and running with his hands up and screaming and being like, "Wow," and it's like you can't run through life doing that all the time. Like that's not reality, right? Like you
Right.
can't just be like, "I'm going to go do this," and then not have a plan, and you're just like waving your hands in the air and going crazy. And just running. Like that's not the way that you should be approaching your goals in just like a haphazard way. You really have to plan it, organize it, be prepared, do it, and consistency. And if you are consistently doing the things that you want to do and creating that healthy habit, then it's going to happen just like it is putting gum in your mouth and chewing it.
That's it. You know what I'm thinking about? And matter of fact, this is confirmation. I know I had a conversation with one of my coworkers on yesterday, and we were talking about the animal kingdom and how the animals operate. And somebody made this analogy on social media when it comes to sex and whatever. And he always said the only time the animals would come together when it was mating season. You don't see animals having sex all the time like you see human beings doing. The animals knew that was only set for a certain time. But look how the discipline animals have. Only time they mate is when it's mating season or when the female is in heat. Other than that, if she's not in heat, they don't do anything. But just look at the discipline that they have, the control they have over themselves, compared to people that live their life out of control.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm just saying. You just can't be like, and just running around and just be out of control and think that you're going to reach something. And you may reach something, but it may not be the thing that you were looking to reach or
Right.
that you were looking to accomplish. It may just be like a whole lot of energy and nonsense. Like I've never understood why people put forth so much energy and so much to something that doesn't matter or
Right.
that is negative. I just don't
Right.
understand that. It's like you could put all that energy and that mind and that dedication and all of that planning towards something positive and good. Think about the things that you could be accomplishing in your life and helping others with instead of all this other nonsense that is just going to be destruction.
Right.
So if we could switch gears and switch that mind and make it make more sense and do it in a positive manner, that's when the world can start changing. And that's when we can create a better environment for ourselves and for other people. And hopefully that can be engaging and that can take reign. And then we have more positivity and more approach out there in a positive way than in a negative way. Yeah. That's where we should be catching fire. We shouldn't be catching fire in all this negativity and doomsday stuff that, because sometimes things are inevitable. Things are going to happen, but we can also be a part of that positivity and the positive things that can happen as well.
Right. Because we want to live our life extraordinary. We want to live our life in order. The scripture says, God do everything decent in order. That's something we should apply to our own life. Okay, I want my life to be done decent and in order. And like we were talking about earlier, boundaries. You're not going to allow any and everything to come into your mental kingdom and your mental empire because you worked on that. You built that from the ground up. And I'm not going to allow anything or anyone to destroy the work that took me years to build. Because somebody can come in and tear your stuff up in one day, and it took you years to build that up. So being mindful of what we engage in, being mindful of what we allow come in, because we allow people to come in, we allow things to come in at times. I want to say that, but just it's like that. The scripture tells us, "Be wise as a serpent, but be friendly as a dove." A rattlesnake. A rattlesnake's not going to strike you. Only time a rattlesnake going to strike you when the rattlesnake feel like it's in danger.
Yeah, it's being threatened. Mm-hmm.
Right. So the rattlesnake will sit in its place. He'll rattle that tail for a reason for you to step back.
Yeah, he's warning you.
He's warning you this day. Step back. Don't come near me. You come near me, I'm going to strike you. And what we do, we go cozy. Oh, it's not gonna do anything. It's fine. And you get straight.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's people that do that as well. There's people that can come in your life that can be so negative and so just pour down in just a short time period so much on you that you feel like you have to be different from who you truly are and go out of yourself and gear towards them and gear towards their mentality. And I say absolutely not. What you do is you stick to who you are, stick to your belief, and know that that is on them and that is their issue and their problem. And there's nothing that you can do until they are ready to change who they are. But you have to stay the course of you, and you have to still be true to you, and don't let them bring you down for even that one moment, because they can and they will try. And that is Satan appearing in different forms, and you don't allow that. You be strong, you be true, you be you, and try to lift them up in what they can do and try to bring that positivity to them instead of the reverse.
Right. You know,
Because you
because
can't, if you allow these people to just bring you down, then it's a weight. Just imagine just a pound, a 1 pound weight, right? And then they bring it, and then this other person brings it, and this other person, and then pretty soon you're holding 100 pounds and you're trying to walk and maneuver in your day. Let it go, because
you
their
got to.
weight doesn't matter, because that's something they have to work through. You
Yeah.
have to work on yourself and what you can control within you, not within anybody else. They got
I
to do
agree.
their work. But creating that boundary is letting them know, I love you or I appreciate you, but this is what I have to do because this is who I am. And that goes back to the love and the knowing who you are and the strength and the courage to be better.
And you know what, Jennifer, to add on to that, if you, I don't know where this coming from. I guess I need to hear this today. If we have to go our separate ways, we just have to go our separate ways.
Yeah. Yep.
There's no love lost. There's
Yeah.
no strings attached. We have to go our separate ways. We have to go our separate ways. And that's a good thing. Even Lot and Abraham had to go their separate ways.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had to separate myself from family who was like, for the longest, my best friend, like somebody that was always with me. And then they changed and I changed. And I'm not saying that I'm better than them. I'm just saying I'm a better version of me. And I know that my worth is valued because I value my own self. And I can't let a constant negativity bring me to a depression. That is not worth it to me.
It's not.
And so I had to cut ties, even if it's for a couple years, until they can bring light to my life and I can bring light to their life.
Right.
Period.
Because you have to allow individuals, like you said, to fix themselves.
Yeah. They have
Because,
to go through their own grief and pain. Yeah.
right, their own willingness. Because a lot of times we want to fix people, just like
Yeah.
when it comes to relationships. You know,
Yeah. And I'm a fixer. My personality is a fixer.
Can it go
So,
from both ends? Because you
yeah.
got no, okay, because you got guys thinking, okay, you could be the best thing since sliced bread for her, but if she's still dealing with those things in her life, you can't do
Yeah.
anything about it, or vice versa for her. You know, I could be the best woman for him, but if he's still dealing with those things,
Yeah.
what can you do? You can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And we
Let go
thinking
and let God.
yeah, because we think in our own mind, oh, I'm a good person. I do these things. I cherish them. I respect them. I acknowledge them. But they still got their own things they're dealing with
You're
that
not going
that
to fix
trump.
anybody. Only God can fix them.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so
Mm-hmm.
you have to love them,
You
and you
got
have
to
to go.
From a
love them,
distance.
support them.
Yeah,
Sometimes you got
support
to
them.
love them from a distance.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's exactly where that quote comes from, or that saying comes from, because sometimes you just have to. You just have to. And you have such a focus on your own goals and your own life. Like you got to weed through and pull those weeds as you go. And then, and just create. That's how you create your life, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. You got to create your own life and make sure that it's good for you.
You got to go into your own spiritual laboratory and create this awesome man, create this awesome woman that you already envisioned. In other words, bring out what's already in you. You just want to bring it out now.
Yeah. And growth is never ending.
It's never ending. You're right about it.
It's never ending. So if you think you're at the top of your growth plane and you can't grow anymore and this is who you are, I have to say, sorry, that's baloney. That is baloney. The growth.
You've only started. You've only gotten started now.
Yep.
A lot more to go.
It should be an everyday grind. You should be working on yourself or something that you have control over. And that's just like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. It's that positivity. I can get through this. I'm going to do this today. This is what I'm not going to put up with today, just because you know what people might be trying to bring to you. Nope, I'm not going to allow their words or their negativity to bring me down today. It's not worth it. This is my path. And it's just a constant, like you were saying, and we were talking about before, it's the constant positive talk within yourself. And that's your mindset growing. That's you growing as a person. That's your mind switching gears into, again, that positive, healthy habit. And it's just restructure your mind. And you can switch gears all the time. And that is growth.
And you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. It's so amazing how we have to learn how to take care of our bodies. It's so amazing what our bodies can and cannot take.
Yeah.
It's so unique, Jennifer and Nancy, how God did great things and how God made us and how he created the body and how the body is supposed to function. It's serious.
Yeah.
It's very, very serious. It's like a manual. You have to go by how anytime you buy something or you order something, it always comes with instructions. And you got to do exactly how them instructions implement how it's supposed to be built. You can't substitute it. You can't go around it. You can't go underneath it. But we always want to substitute, but you can't substitute what's already been implemented to be in place for us. If that makes sense?
Yeah.
We have to go by how we got to go exactly how the instructions are put in place for us to build this thing that we ordered, or we bought out the store.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you buy some furniture and they come set it up, they still have to go by the directions.
Yeah.
At all times.
Amen. That's just like the Bible. Basic instructions before leaving Earth.
Yeah, and those are guidelines, right?
We don't want to go by the manual. We want to do it our way.
Yeah.
Never works out.
Yeah. Yep. And if we just have that foundation and we have the foundation of faith alone is a good guideline. Like you have that and you have those guidelines that you know, and that's again, the boundaries come in play there, because it may not be what XYZ believes, or it may not be what PDQ believes, but it's your belief and your system and your boundary and what you want to create, then, and you're going by those guidelines that are given to you in why we're even here on this earth. I mean, sometimes people just don't stop and think about, why are we here?
Purpose?
What is
your purpose? Your identity.
Yeah.
So important.
And who am I? And
what am I here to do?
Yeah. And in just those questions alone, if you're asking yourself that creates, that again can come from trauma or grief. And sometimes those are the little wake up calls, unfortunately, that we have, this is what we call life has brought to us. But in those things, such a beautiful blooming flower can come out of that, because we are growing from those experiences, and we are nurturing ourselves through those experiences, and we are listening to the things that we need to in those experiences to make us better. And if we can answer those questions, that will create a better you. And I think sometimes we just don't stop and think about those questions and answer those questions and work on those questions. Because it's not just answering them, it's actually putting the work in. And that goes with everything: the dedication, the self-love, the consistency, all of those things. And so if we can answer those questions and we can build upon that, then the sky's the limit for us, really, because then we can just start learning more and more and growing more and more as a person.
That's it. You know, when you was talking too, and I'm thinking about that too, when it says, go to the ant, thou slugger, and consider her ways and be wise. Provide her meat in the summer and gather her food in the harvest. That's something when Solomon was telling us go look at an insect. Go to the ant, thou slugger. A slugger is a person that's lazy. And go to the ant, thou slugger, and consider her ways and be wise. The ant is built to what an ant is built to do. We know an ant is what always working. An ant is
Mhm.
always planning ahead. It says, provide her meat in the summer and gather her food in the harvest. Because we know when winter hits,
Yeah,
what do? They go in.
they
They
go
don't.
down. Yeah.
So that's what we suppose that we always should be planning ahead,
Yes.
thinking ahead. So we're working during the summer and we provide in the harvest. So when our winter does come, we already prepared and we're not doing things at the last minute.
Yeah. And that's where I was saying there's seasons and reasons. And
Mhm.
that's exactly the maneuver, because you should be planning that there are going to be seasons where you are unable to do certain things or think a certain way, or something that's happening, or the roadblocks that are coming up, or you have to have surgery, whatever the case may be, right? Because that's life.
Yeah.
But it's taking that and then planning ahead, or planning your future and adapting your life to what it is that you have and you're faced with in the now,
Right.
and then getting it done, and then moving on, and knowing that that doesn't define who you are. That never defines us. It makes us stronger. And so if you don't allow these other background noise to define who you are, but you're still gearing towards that path, and you're just making things happen in a good, positive manner, then you will be creating your own path, and you'll just keep redefining yourself if that's what you have to do. But yeah, don't ever let those past negative experiences define who you are. Always plan ahead, always be prepared, whatever it is. Because again, that can be in health and fitness, that can be in your finances, that can be personal, whatever, in your work. So if you're just doing those and implementing those same things, implementing the why, implementing your written goals daily, weekly, monthly, for the year, then you can start seeing a consistent pattern happen in a positive way, and your life will be changing, and you won't even realize it, because you're creating those new healthy habits for yourself. So that's pretty much what it boils down to, is just really working on here and then putting all that into motion.
Right. So ladies and gentlemen, that's listeners this morning, this afternoon, it was already noontime, but it's not out here, it's internal.
Yeah.
You got to work on the internal first,
Yeah.
and when you work on the internal first, then they reflect the outside
Yeah.
of
Because
what
things
we
aren't
are.
always going to happen for you.
Mhm.
You're making it happen for you and with you and to you. It's you. It's not someone else. It's you. You have to make it happen.
That's it. And I know about to get ready to park, 'cause we already passed that mark, and we about to get ready to part. I'm respectful everybody's time before we get ready to leave, of course. So Jennifer, if we're ready to leave, go ahead and plug in all your information, social media outlets. How can people get in touch with you? How to become a client? If they have questions concerning health, fitness, go ahead and share all the great information you have for us.
All right. Well, you can find me online on the website at makeeverymovementcount.com. And then I'm also on social media on Facebook and Instagram. And well, I don't really do a lot of TikTok, but it's all makeeverymovementcount.com. But it's also Jen Loves to Work Out. So I'm on that as well. And that's where you can find me personally, get in contact with me, and then we can branch out and work on Make Every Movement Count. But if you just have questions, if you're just like, hey, this is a movement, or I have a nutrition question, or how do I get my why, and where do I start with that, with the mindset, just contact me. Be happy to talk to you. Again, I love helping people. I love working with people to try to help them improve on their life. And then I can get you started in whatever direction. And so at Jen Loves to Work Out and at makeeverymovementcount.com.
Man, awesome stuff. Like I said, go ahead and plug in with Jennifer today, whenever, and get the information you need. It's all about help. You know what I'm saying? It don't make you less of a person ask for help. It shows the humble side, the humanity side of you, because we
Yeah.
don't know everything. But
We
there are
do.
people in place who can help you get to the next level, because they're
Yes.
there to help you get to the next level. So it's okay to ask for help. Drop the pride, drop the ego. We don't know everything. I don't know everything. You always gonna learn from someone.
Yeah.
That is how life is, you know.
Yep.
So just humble yourself and ask questions. Don't be ashamed. And that's another thing too. People are scared to ask questions.
Yeah.
You could be in a corporate setting. You could be in a corporate setting. First thing to ask you, do you have any questions? Nobody don't say anything.
Yeah.
But they have, but they'll
You won't know unless you ask, or you
Right.
won't know unless you find out the answer. So, and you can't just keep, walking through life blind. So just, open your eyes and try to consume as much information as possible.
right. Immature to ask questions.
Mhm.
Sure, ask questions. They ask all kind of questions like, "What is that? What is
Yeah.
that? What they're doing? What that noise come from?"
Yeah.
They ask all kind of questions, but they're mature to ask questions, and that's what the Bible trusts us to be. That's why Jesus said we got to be like children, having that childlike faith and just ask questions, man. Ask questions. Nothing wrong with asking questions. For the pass it on to Nancy, of course. Nancy, thanks for timing in. So go ahead and plug in all your information for your part, and then we'll pass back to Jennifer. Ask to leave out with no words of wisdom, sign of advice, and all the good stuff. So Nancy, go ahead and plug your information.
I'm on Facebook, I'm on TikTok, and I'm on Instagram. Same handle, Kingdom Chick.
And awesome stuff. So pass back on to Jennifer. Do you have any words of advice, any signs of wisdom? I'll pass back to Nancy, lead us out. So any words of advice, any signs of wisdom, you will leave you with the listening audience, Jennifer.
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys again for having me on the podcast. It's very welcoming and very uplifting, and I appreciate that, because that's great. That's what makes the world turn. And so I just want to leave with, take each day and make every movement count. Everything you do, make it count in a
That's
positive way.
Yeah, in a positive way, ladies and gentlemen, in a positive way. So make every move count in a positive way, because the scripture does say, Jesus said, by their fruits you shall know them. You have people say, I got to get to know a person. No, you don't. Just watch how they live. Watch how they move.
Yeah.
Even Jesus said himself. So we always say that. We say, well, I got to get to know a person. Jesus said, by their fruits you shall know them.
Yep.
That's what he said. So all that time, I got to get to know a person. Watch them.
Yeah.
Just watch
Observe.
them.
Yep.
That's it, Jennifer. That's it. Then you know who they are. Then you know when to step back and when to embrace.
Yeah.
I like
Keep
that's
quiet
good.
and observe and pay attention. And you'll know somebody.
That's it. And eventually, ladies and gentlemen, you be around a person long enough, they gonna start telling themselves. Just keep listening to them.
Yeah.
It's gonna slip up. So it never fails. By their fruits, you shall know them. All right, so Nancy, go ahead and lead us out to salvation. And man, you back this Tuesday night, prime time, of course. And we about to get ready to depart. And y'all have a great Sabbath day, of course. So go ahead and lead us out, Nancy. And we'll be back this week at this Tuesday night.
Amen. Romans 10:9 says, if you confess with your mouth and believe with your heart that Jesus Christ is Lord, you shall be saved. So right now say, dear Lord Jesus, I admit that I'm a sinner. Please forgive me of all of my sins. I believe you died on the cross and rose on the third day. Today I make you my Lord and my Savior. From this day forward, fill me with your Holy Spirit and lead me for the rest of my days. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.
Amen. And amen again. Like I said, appreciate you, Jennifer. Thank you as
Thank
well.
you.
Don't hold you up. I know you're a very productive woman. You got some things ahead. Same thing with you and Nancy as well. Man, y'all have a great Sabbath day. Enjoy
You
your
too.
day. Enjoy your loved ones as well, of course. And for my big wrestling fans, it's the Elimination Chamber tonight from WWE. I will be watching that before I go to work tonight. So I gotta check that out. I haven't been wrestling. I love wrestling. And that's one of my pet peeves. But anyway, that's another broadcast. Man, y'all have a great night, great day.
You
And
too.
me and Nancy will see y'all Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern on the next episode of Walking This Way Impact Force Podcast. Peace, everybody.
Peace.